Because who gives more? The child or the mother? The mother spends many, many years and nights giving. A child spends many years, many nights taking. A parent will love a child more than the child loves a parent. Because the more you give, the more you love. When one gives to the other becomes you, and you love. So love isn't just an emotion. Love actually is the process of being in a state of giving. When you're in that state of giving, you will start to identify so completely with the other that you'll feel like that other is you. And that's why, yeah, bro?
Is there another word for love? For like when you say, I love fish, we don't use that?
You don't say, well, you don't say, hey, dog, it doesn't mean anything.
But what do you say?
You said, what would I say? Dog toemli. Tastes good to me. To me. Right? But not that I love it. I love me. That's what love is. Love, from God's definition, is completely opposite of the way we use it in English. Now it's interesting, by the way, if I were just to add one more letter here, I would have ahava. Ahava is the noun, which means love. If I do a little numerical analysis, what do I see? Aleph is 1, Hey is 5, Bet is 2. What do I get? 13. That's interesting because that's the same numerical value as this word, which is echad. Echad in Hebrew means Hashem echad. Hashem is 1. Aleph is 1. Chet is 8. Dal is 4. It's 13. Why? Because what's love? When you become me. When I give so much to you that I can't separate between me and you, and therefore I see you as a part of me. I love you. We're one. That's what it is. That's why it says in the Torah, V'ahavta l'recha kamocha. Love another like yourself. Really, the only love you can have is self-love. But the way I'm going to love you is I'm going to make you part of me. Then I'm going to love you. I'm going to make you one with me. Ahava is 13, Echad is 13. But if you can be part of me, I'll love you. But the way you're going to be part of me is only if I invest in you through giving. That's what it is. If you don't give, there's no love. But let's take it a little deeper. If that's not deep enough, we'll go a little deeper with it. Let me ask everybody a question over here. What do you think generates, what type of gift do you think generates a deeper connection, a deeper bond in marriage? The gift of the house in Great Neck, the Lexus, the vacation home in the Caribbean, or a word of Torah, a home where together you're able to keep Shabbat, a compliment, a song that you might sing together on Shabbat. What do you think builds the bond deeper? Giving something physical or giving something which we call spiritual? What do you think? But don't tell me. Analyze it from these 3 letters. Tell me the answer from these 3 letters. Don't guess it. Analyze it from these 3 letters. So something I said? Was something I said? Was something I said? People are so sensitive. You got to be so careful. Okay. So, what? Just tell me from these 3 letters. What builds the bond deeper? Giving something spiritual or giving something physical? I know you know what it is. You've been to enough Emmett lectures. But tell me from an analysis. I don't want you to tell me. I want you to tell me from these 3 letters. What's the answer?
Can you spell it out?
It's simpler than that. This one's even simpler.
There's the word home and then it's spelled out.
Interesting. Okay, a little deeper. Just much simpler. What do we say hey means? It means give. When you give the other an aleph. What's an aleph? What do we say aleph is? Aleph always has to do something with the alof, something with God. Something connected, something above this world. Give him or give her an aleph. How do you give an aleph? You bring Torah into the home. You bring Shabbat into the home. You tell the person about their aleph. Oh, you have such beautiful qualities. You're such a giver. You're so generous. You're so kind. I didn't know how selfless you are. You make them appreciate their aleph. Give them their aleph. Remind them of what their aleph is, the spiritual side of who they are. Oh, that really builds the relationship. Maybe we understand why in America there's a 65% divorce rate. Maybe we understand it. Maybe people are too busy giving houses and cars and vacation homes But they're not giving the gift that really builds love, a connection with God. Together we could build a relationship, we could build a connection that we couldn't build by ourselves. Interesting. Now, it's interesting also, if you look over here, that the letter Hey also means Hayah. Hayah is the first time we see it actually in the Torah. Hayah means, it's a verb, lihyot, means to be. What does it mean to be? You can get up and jump, you can get up and run, you can get up and sing. Get up and be. What does it mean to get up and be? It doesn't mean anything. It means a state of existence. That's what it is. It's a state of existence. Hayah, like is. Right? In Russian we don't have that verb. In Hebrew they have hayah. Hayah means it is. It's in a state of being. So look at this. What do we say love is? When I make you a part of me. Love is when one is two. I give to you to such an extent where one becomes or is the other. That's when I love you, because you're me. Because really I can only love myself. But I would expand myself to include you as part of me. That's it. One gives to the other, one becomes the other. One gives the aleph. Wow, then you really have something in life. It's too bad people don't know this, right? Because popular songs you hear are all about really loving myself. She makes me feel this way, he makes me feel that way. Never do you hear, lines like, I'm giving. I'm going to stay up all night and talk to you. Right? I'm going to spend the night in the hospital with you. You don't hear lines like that. Because people think love is about themselves, not about giving. But we see from the Holy Tongue, what? No, it's the other way around. Beautiful. Let's go a little deeper. We're talking about love. Let's talk about men and women for a moment. In Hebrew, the word for man is ish. The word for woman is isha. What's the letter the man has that a woman doesn't have? He has a yud. The letter the woman has that a man doesn't have is a hey. Yud, hey together we know is one of the names of God. So what do we see in marriage? A man can bring his yud, a woman can bring her hey, and together they can bring God in. If the goal of the marriage is that I'm going to bring my connection with God that only I can have as a man, and you're going to bring your connection with God that only you can bring and provide as a woman, wow, we really have something new. We can have a unity with God like we couldn't have by ourselves. What a beautiful state of existence. But look at this. And people say, look, let's get married, but who needs God? I just want to live a life of pleasure. I want to live a life of money. I want to live a life about me and us and just do what we want to do. Who needs God in the picture? Forget Shabbat, forget Kashrut, forget Tarat HaMishpacha, forget it all. It's all about us and me. I'll do whatever I want to do. Look what we're left with. What does Aish mean? Fire. You see, double fire. What does fire do when it's in touch with another fire? Explosion. Conflagration. Maybe we understand again why there's 65% divorce rate. People aren't bringing God into the picture. What do they have? Two fires. Two selfish human beings that just want things for themselves. They'll burn up. And they burn out. And they're gone. Now, it's interesting that a man's letter happens to be, in this combination, happens to be a yud. A woman's letter is a hey. Tells us something a little bit about men and women as well. A man's letter is a yud. If you notice a yud happens to be the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It doesn't touch the top of the line. It doesn't touch the bottom of the line. It just hangs there in space. Yud always represents the idea of a thought, an idea, like a thought. It hangs there. It doesn't touch the top, the bottom. It just hangs. Numerically, Yud is 10. That's interesting. Why? Because 0 through 9 are all natural, meaning we have a symbol that describes them. Once we get to 10, we have to use our minds, so to speak, to construct it. We have to put it together by 1 and a 0. It's called a thought number. Yud always represents the idea of an idea of thought. Now, gentlemen, the vision of a man in this world is to be in thought.